So with the newest Overwatch character probably being Wu Yang's sister, the fire weirder Anran, um, that's a decision that has been disappointing to a lot of people, but I feel like the one way they can really save it is by playing off of like this sort of a opposite thing that I think the heroes kind of do accidentally, but sometimes intentionally. Because I think like Junkrat and Symmetra, I think. Well, I don't know if they were made together. I don't think they were, but I think accidentally they kind of like perfectly contrast each other. I feel Junkrat with his like improvised warm colors, very chaotic, asymmetrical. Symmetra, I guess also slightly asymmetrical, but cool colors, and she has a very clean aesthetic because she's a corporate enforcer for most of the story. Moving on, we got another a pair I like, but opposites. What do I call them? Like rivals, Overwatch rivals. Like Doomfist and Lightweaver. So this is an excuse for me to shit on both of their mythics. Oh my god. Okay, so what I like about Doomfist and Lightweaver just at a base level. Well, I'm not going to talk about why I like them. I like them, just to know that. But with Doomfist having a mythic that's themed around magma, which, is slow and bubbling, sort of a creeping thing, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. Like, I guess it looks cool and sounds cool, but Doomfist moves like a bullet. He's a threat. So when you see Doomfist and he's like bald and, he's not really wearing a lot, he's not, covered up in a bunch of accessories and doodads and stuff. Yeah, he's Doomfist. He doesn't need that. He's I guess, I don't know, stern. What's the word? It's not austere because he does like dress up fancy and stuff. He's serious. Doomfist doesn't seem like a comical guy. He seems strict. Lightweaver, however, he doesn't wear shoes. Doomfist wears shoes in his Overwatch 2 one. But they both have cyborg feet. Point is, Lightweaver doesn't wear whereas Doomfist not wearing shoes is just part of like sort of like the martial arts Street Fighter inspiration. Lightweaver not wearing shoes is because he's got like the hippie thing going on. He's got long hair. Doomfist is bald. Lightweaver has long hair. Lightweaver is also like tall and muscular because he's got like this. He's also like a model for some reason, but like that's not really important. And Doomfist is also tall and, well, just has a larger frame because Doomfist is like an active fighter. Lightweaver he looks like that because they think it would be funny, I guess. Like, I headcanon Lightweaver not, I would imagine he wouldn't be beating the twink allegations. That's in my headcanon because, when would he have the time to like work out and stuff? Well, I just don't think he would have abs. I guess that's what I'm getting at. Anyways, back to the focus. Comparing them. Lightweaver, he sort of makes himself larger with like his big, flower on his back. He's got those pointy shoulders too. Doomfist doesn't really have that. Like all of it is centered on that big fist, and compared to Lightweaver's cybernetic hand that he attacks with, it's a lot larger. It has like fuck you spikes on it. And Lightweaver, well, he has thorns for it, but I guess what really like drew me to like the comparison to these two is that like whenever you get an elimination, whenever Doomfist beats Lightweaver, he'll say aesthetics are a distraction, which is funny because Doomfist, because that's just them. That's kind of just their dynamic, and I like that because it's not like a super explored dynamic, but like. It just happened, and I think they look cool next to each other. They look very different, and I like that. Reaper and Mercy. This is pretty obvious. The Reaper, Grim Reaper, takes your soul when you die. Mercy is an angel. She revives you. One wears black, one wears white. And I think even in both their Overwatch 1 and 2 like redesigns, I think they kind of still complement each other really well. Because back in Overwatch 1, Reaper wasn't really angular. In Overwatch 2, he's like really sharp. He's got like those like big shoulders. He's got like super claws and like a lot of like veiny shit on his arms. And like his hood, it has like it's kind of like those. I don't want to say tech wear, but like it has like lines on it or something to make it more sturdy or whatever. And that's not really in the Overwatch 1 design because it's it's more of a traditional Reaper hood. He's a lot more smooth. If you look at Overwatch 1 Mercy, she is pretty angular, and I do prefer that to her Overwatch 2 design, which kind of makes her uh and I mean this with her hair and also just like I don't know, maybe her design. I can't really think of it, but I know it, and you'll know what I'm talking about if you just like compare the two. But Mercy gets like smoother and rounder in Overwatch 2. But Reaper gets sharper and edgier, and more. I guess we're more modern too, which I'm not really. I guess I had to do because it is in the future, but whatever. I still like Overwatch 2 Reaper. Um, but yeah, those two, I just they belong together. Hashtag Mercy Kill. Am I right? This is a new pair that I think were intentionally designed to be that way because they do have like some nice interactions. Iari and Venture. Well, you'd expect the Sun character to be upbeat, and that's Venture's personality. Um, but yeah, I guess that's the personalities don't really fit like their element. You know what I mean? Because one of them's like very traumatized, sort of still dealing with like a thing in her past. Didn't really happen. Kind of her fault. Maybe it wasn't her fault. Well, who knows? Kind of bit of a conspiracy going on. You know, pretty gloomy for a Sun character, and well, someone who spends a lot of time underground and is technically, yeah, Venture is a scientist, and they're in like their mid 20s. They went to college and shit. Venture's very silly, and that's cool. Venture is wearing yellow, so not the Sun character though. Moving on, we got Roadhog and Pharah. This is pretty obvious. Roadhog he's big, he's fat, he's got round shapes. And you look at Pharah, she is. I really didn't notice this until like I started watching some like Metroid videos, like the reviews shitting on Prime 4. But yeah, she is actually just blue Samus, and but sharp, a lot more sharp. Samus is pretty round, but Pharah is very pointy looking and um clean. Pharah is all blue in her Overwatch 1, and Overwatch 2 adds some like really, really shiny blue and white. Roadhog, however, he's dirtier. He's got like a bit of a, punk thing because he's post-apocalyptic Mad Max thing. He's still pretty imposing because like he is large. He's literally large, but and they both wear masks. Well, one's a helmet, but you get the idea. I think they're like cool opposites. Roadhog is just more interesting, but I think Pharah works sort of a foil, I guess. Like, I guess foil, Overwatch foils. Maybe that's what I'll call it. Um. Anyway, I don't really want to talk about Pharah, so let's quickly move on to Moira and May. And they're both scientists. They're both women, except one of them is tall and pointy, and the other one is just adorable and blue. And I don't really got much else to say. I mean, just look at them. I mean, May's got like this. She's got an ice gun she made out of a hair dryer. Of course, she refined it, but still. And Moira is working with fucking decaying your cells when she drains you, and is also kind of a vampire. Like, I like them. Like they got this interaction where Moira says she read May's report on cryogenically preserved appendages, and she asks to work with May, and May turns her down because I guess she got creeped out. She's a bit of a pussy, but whatever. And that whole like, oh, May was preserved, so she is younger. Well, she's technically older than she looks, sort of like that bald boy Aang. But Moira is, I think, rapidly aging, maybe because of like the experiment she's doing on herself, to like try to reverse entropy or aging or whatever. something like that. And I don't know. It's just it's kind of like I don't really want to call it a parallel, but I don't know. I like those two together. You know, they just got opposite vibes and shapes and stuff. But one's blue, one's purple, and it's ties them together. They're both scientists, and I don't know. I like it. I like those two.
Lana's still here? No, she's not. Oh my god.
They have greater numbers. Take this. I have the objective.
A better world is possible.
Surrender to my will.
I was 1 second away from fade. Alright, the big leagues are calling. Put the Moira away.
Score 1.
Can't lose to the fucking goober.
Hey, Anna, may I still call
We
you
need you to flank Bastion.
Oh, Winston, that
You.
was a long time ago.
Oh, me?
always
Little old me?
my heart?
I can't do this alone.
Together then strikes him down.
My Vendetta dies on every.
My Chon Vendetta is 10 and 10! It's been 8 minutes! What are we doing?
What's up? Over there! Behind you!
The objective is now
Vendetta.
That's
Fine.
Stop moving so I get healed. Heal her. Smoke charge.
No, come shoot at this. I don't know.
Pick a fight with you. Hey,
It's called.
my
We're on Soldier now. I think, yeah. Soldier back, and they're really figuring.
Hey, my Vendetta's playing the game now. Critical stop is what we need.
Is that all you've got?
Two of them over there. No, it didn't matter. Wait, it was that easy? Uh-huh. Never play Moira again.
play of the game.
Okay.